G'day, Chief. Welcome to the Inner Chief podcast and this special episode, which we call The Mini Chief. These are short, sharp highlights from our fabulous guests, where you get a 5 to 10 minute snapshot from their episode. Righto, Chief. Without further ado, here is the Mini Chief episode for this week with Tracey Burton, Executive Director of Uniting. What about overwhelm or staying focused? You lead a very interesting business. It's very complex. It's got incredible challenges in an industry that's transforming and huge amount of demand and technology change. How on earth do you manage to stay focused and calm and present like you are right now and make time for things like this? How do you do that?
I'd have to say I'm still mastering it. I've lived my career working stupid hours and giving up a lot. That's just how I've always done it. And I've just had my 360 here, and my team are telling me that it's okay. I can really do more work through them and perhaps spend more time with them directly to support their success. So intellectually I know that, but those damn emails come through and I'm so, they're easy to deal with. But I think it takes a lot of discipline and awareness. Yeah. And I can't say I get it right all the time.
We mentioned 360-degree feedback twice now, and you're still getting it. And I think that's a magnificent thing to do. It's absolutely vital. Someone is sitting there going, you know what, it's either been a long time or I've never had 360-degree feedback. What advice would you give them about how to go about it and get it done?
My advice would be to think really carefully about the categories that you're going to have. So peers and people who work for you, people that work for them. I've got two bosses. So getting feedback from both of them. So thinking really carefully about that, and then getting a good number of voices into each category.
Yes.
It's a big burden on people who are going to fill it in for you. But if you only get 3 or 4 voices versus 8 or 9 in each of those categories, you can miss out on some of the richness. And then I think the important thing is to be brave, sit down with the people who gave you the feedback and be transparent about what you've learned and what you're going to try and do with it.
Yes.
So I've actually sat with my team members and said, look, I've heard this message that by being available to so many others, I'm not necessarily available enough to you. And the success of the organisation actually is through them. And so then that puts me in a position of being accountable to them to make that change as well. So it doesn't just sit with me. I'm asking them to hold me to account to that as well. So, yeah.
Do you think 360 feedback is best anonymous or with a name applied to it?
I think it's anonymous. But you need to know what sphere it's coming from.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and certainly your boss. Your boss, that'll always be fully transparent and should be. Yeah, but everything else, I think it's helpful to be anonymous.
Okay, so let's imagine there's someone in the middle layers of an organisation. For whatever reason, they sort of feel like they've lost their love for work. Maybe they're just a bit stalled, but they're just thinking, I need something more out of my career. What advice would you give them to put a rocket back into what they're doing?
Definitely say yes to any opportunity. Like, you might be busy and so like this project's coming up, or you can see that, and so offering yourself up to get involved with something so that you've got a learning opportunity and a prove yourself opportunity. So I've been very lucky. I've had in my career, I've had people say, could you come and do this? And often, particularly when I was younger, I'd sort of go, oh, I don't know that I could do that, but wow, do you think I could do that? And there's somebody else believing in me. So trying to find those opportunities to do something a bit different. So I don't think there's any way around the sheer hard work of it. So it might impact your family that on Saturday afternoon you're working on this damn project, but hopefully you're getting something out of it and you're getting some learning. So that you'll have to put something into it to get something more back. And maybe it's not at work. Maybe it is go and sign up to some postgraduate study and get a shot in the arm that way and meet a new network of people. So just do something. And if it's really that bad, if you really have stalled, if you're in the situation, if you're lucky enough to be in a situation where you could be brave and step away, step out and take a break. Because if I hadn't been on a break when this job came up, because this is quite different from acute healthcare where I've been, this is community services, this is aged care. And, the headhunter would have rung me up and I would have said, oh, no, I do health. Yes. But instead I went, oh, well, yeah, I'll have a look at that. And when I looked at it, I was just so excited about the opportunity of coming to a different part of the sector, still being of service to others, but using my skills and talents, developed in another place And for me to get to learn again, it's a big journey. Learning, I think, I've seen the tip of the iceberg absolutely in terms of understanding how aged care works, how community services work, but it's been amazing. So, but getting a new job, getting a new full-time job in a new place is a full-time job. So sort of staying in a place where you're feeling stalled and having the capacity to really genuinely put the effort it takes into finding the next thing, that can be quite difficult. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to talk more about that in a second, but you did mention something about 2 minutes ago, and it was finding opportunity to prove yourself. And those 2 words, prove yourself, is about track record. Have you done something that has made a measurable, clear difference in the organisation you work for? How important is that?
It can be really hard, because a lot of the work that we do is just day in, day out. It doesn't have a beginning and end point. And that's where a project or a tender or some sort of a key report that's got to hit a deadline. And so, it's about building people's awareness that you're someone that will put in the extra mile and that can be relied on.
All right, Chief, there we have it for this week with your mini Chief episode. You can find all the links at chiefmaker.com/391. Now, Chief, do you want to take your game to a new level, or that of your people? Our mini MBA in leading high performance teams now has the highest NPS of any mini MBA style program in Australia at 91. Why? Because when you do the program, you get immediate and tangible performance improvement. You get dedicated time working on the business as opposed to away from it. We have a practical, real-world approach, and we teach frameworks that you implement in your business as we go, and then you share and learn with your peers and with me as your coach. So the cost benefit is immediate, right? The weekly coaching sessions are live, and you get a chance to ask questions direct to me and of your peers, and the time management is completely achievable because you're only spending a couple of hours a week on this at max, and those 2 hours are actually working on the business. So if you want to add something that really changes your game, it helps you become a real master of transformation and change, and to inspire your people and love your job, check out chiefmaker.com/mini MBA. And if you would like to stay in touch and hear all about some of the best resources that you can find anywhere in the world to improve your performance at work, go to chiefmaker.com/subscribe. Now, Chief, if you're yet to rate the episode and subscribe, I hope you'll do so soon. It helps others see the magnificent value that the chiefs and gurus bring to their life and career. So make sure you hit subscribe on your podcast app now, give it a 5-star rating if you think it's worthy, and leave a short review about your favourite episode. Righto, Chiefs, as always, remember to stay epic.